sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles.
So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Demoniacal Fit Dragon Ball Z JEICE, or Vice Captain. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box that is oh so familiar. So we pretty much do get an identical style box that we get with the SH Figure Arts line that we have with this JEICE figure, and we do get the same style box that we got with Demoniacal Fit's Captain Ginyu and Bannon figures. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on the window in white does say Demoniacal Fit Special Force Vice Captain, and then we do get a few images of JEICE on the right there. Then we do get the warning blah 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 and Demoniacal Fit, and then here is the bottom of the box. We do get a black and white image of the JEICE figure. Then here is the top of the box, another black and white image of the figure. Then here's the one side. We do get the continuation of the window. Then the other side of the box has some more black and white images of the figure, and then the back of it does show a few cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure up and take a closer look at Captain Ginyu's Vice Captain. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Demoniacal Fit did a nice job with the detail. Definitely the best part about the figure. Everything else, though, is a freaking mess, especially trying to post this figure around. Oh my god, it's so damn annoying and frustrating posting this figure because joints get so loose so easily and everything keeps falling off the damn figure, and it's so irritating. This figure's just really pissing me off when I was trying to take pictures of it and pose it around. Just, oh my god, there's a lot of annoying issues with this figure, and they're charging import prices for these figures, and you're having ridiculous knockoff issues with these figures, so they definitely should not be charging the price that they are charging with these figures. Now, right when I took the figure out of the packaging, the left shoulder pad piece was off and the leg was off. Shoulder pad piece went back on easily. It does pop off a lot, both of them do, but the joints aren't loose or anything like that, unlike the Captain Ginyu figure. The left leg here is one of the most annoying things about the figure. When I try to articulate it around, it pops right off, and then this piece, the underwear piece, pops off with it and goes flying. Then I have to search for it. It's just so annoying trying to post the legs around, and then the swivel on the right thigh doesn't even swivel. When I try to swivel it, that pops off the joint right away, and the more you move these joints around, the more and more loose they are going to get. There's just really bad issues with this figure. If you're just going to buy it and have it posed like that, then it's fine, but let's go over the detail, because I'm just going to keep going into bad stuff about the figure. But like I said, the detail was handled pretty well on the figure. The hair sculpt looks good. It just gets in the way badly when you're trying to articulate the head around, which I guess is to be expected since their Bannon figure had the same issue. There is no shading. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but there's no shading on the figure at all, which is to be expected because in the promo images it didn't have shading or anything like that. But the sculpt of the hair I think looks fine. I just wish they would put the longer piece of hair on like a ball joint or something like that. Scouter looks good. The face sculpts look great on these on this JEICE figure. I think they did a nice job with the face sculpts. Very clean paint all throughout them, and the sculpt of them turned out pretty good too. The neck joint is really loose on mine. Like, I try to pose his head down, just goes right back. Look at that. That's horrible. And I remember people were telling me that their Kaioken Goku had really tight joints. I bet after they posed the figure around, the joints got really loose. Kind of like JEICE here. The Saiyan armor looks great, so definitely a nice job with that. Would have liked the darker lines, or the black lines and the lines here on the beige part. I think that would have looked nice. We do have the Ginyu symbol right there, which looks pretty good. The back turned out really nice also. The paint is pretty clean on this figure. I really no complaints there. And then where the black meets the Saiyan armor, nice paint work as well. Arms look good, but whenever I try to swap the hands on the right arm, the bicep likes to pop off, and then the bicep goes flying, and then I just have the forearm with the joint and the hand in my hand, so I have to put that back together. It's just, everything falls off on this figure, god damn it. And then he does have his underwear piece here, as you can see. Then we do have his red legs, and we get some nice sculpt all throughout them. The knee joints look pretty good. They're a bit blocky, but not too bad. And then the boots look fine too. We get a little bit of sculpted wrinkles around the ankles there, and he pretty much has non-existent ankle joints. Like, what the hell, man? I don't know what the hell Demoniacal Fit is doing, man. I don't know. The detail, though, like I said, really isn't bad. It's just other things with this figure are a huge issue that is not fun for a figure at all. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a decent amount of stuff included with this JEECE. So what we do get 2 interchangeable hair pieces, 3 alternate faces, and of course, his scouter. Right, so we do get the 2 interchangeable hair pieces and the scouter. Just want to go over these first before we go over the faces. And like I said before, the scouter turned out really nice, and it just pegs in behind his ear, which I'll show you shortly. And I do like the green translucent plastic right there for the piece that goes over the eye. And the hair pieces are the exact same. The only difference is the one that comes on the figure, which is this one here, does have an opening so you can peg the scouter into it. This one does not have it. I don't remember JEECE not having a scouter on anyway, so we do get those, and then we do get the 3 interchangeable faces. And starting on the left, we do get the basic stern face, which is the face that does come on the figure out of the packaging, and then in the middle we do get the smirking tight face, which is probably my favorite out of all 3 of them. And then finally on the right we do get the yelling screaming face, and the sculpt on them look pretty good. They're not horrible, they're not the best, but the paintwork is very clean throughout all 3 faces. Just see a little bit of white paint above his left eyebrow on that face there, but it is very simple to swap the faces. I'll show you how to do that right now quickly, along with the hair pieces. Alright, so swapping the hair pieces and the faces is fairly simple. So right now I have the hair piece on that you cannot peg the scouter onto, so the way you swap everything, you got to pull the bangs off and then pull the face off there, damn it, and then you just pull up on the hair piece and it should pop right off. So now I'm going to take the scouter one here, peg this on, then I'm going to take another face here, the smirking smiling one, peg that into the bottom pegs. I take the scouter next and peg that in behind the ear, and then I take the bangs and peg that on like so. Very similar to SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures, but there you go, as simple as that. So we do get all that stuff, and then we also get the pink energy sphere, and this is pretty much the same type of one that we get with the Final Form Frieza, and it looks alright. It is a pink translucent plastic, and then this piece here seems like it could break easily, so be careful with yours, but all you would do is wrap this around his wrist. While you would unpeg one of the hands, put this around the wrist, then peg the hand back on. I'll show you how to do that shortly. And then this piece right here is on a ball peg, so you can unpeg it if you want to, but let me show you how to put this on JEECE right now quickly. And the way you get the energy effect on, like I said, is the same way you get Frieza's on. So all you do is unpeg his hand, take the energy effect, wrap it around the wrist, or just hold it right there, then take the Kamehameha type hand and peg that onto the ball peg, if it will peg in there, and then there you go. That's how you get the energy effect on, and it's a cool energy effect. It was Tamashii Nation's idea first, but there you go, that's how you do it. So you do get that, and then we finally get 8 alternate hands. And starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which are the hands that do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of kind of like Kamehameha type looking hands. Then we do get a pair of karate chippity chop chop hands, or weird oddly Ginyu pose type hands. And then we do get a pair of open palm blast hands, and all the hands are pretty simple to swap out, and the sculpt detail on all 8 of them do look pretty good. But anyway, that's everything included with JEECE. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of the Vice Captain. To the very top of his hair, it looks like he's just shy of 5 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the Demoniacal Fit Captain Ginyu, the SH Figuarts Resurrection F Final Form Frieza, Krillin, and the Saiyan Raised on Earth Son Goku. And I think he scales well with the Captain Ginyu and the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and this JEECE, some points are good, other points are really bad, and as I mentioned before, right when I started posing the figure around, the joints started getting loose. The leg joints have a bit of looseness, the head joint has some looseness to it, even like the bicep swivels kind of started getting loose a little bit as well. So you have to be careful with some of the joints. The more you pose it, like I said, the more loose joints are going to get with this figure, and it's not fun at all posing this figure around. It's so annoying, as I said before, because everything keeps falling off. It's just so damn irritating posing the figure around. But we do have two joints at the neck here. The upper neck joint, you're only going to get him to move his head forward and back that much. Do get a tiny bit of pivot at the upper neck, and then it does swivel. The lower neck here really doesn't go forward and back at all, but you do get the pivot there, so that's definitely cool, and it also can swivel. You would get some better movement, but as I mentioned, the hair is going to hinder the head and neck articulation big time. These shoulder pad pieces are on a hinge. They like to fly off and pop off a lot, so be careful of that. And then we do get a torso joint here, which has a hinge, kind of like the Ginyu, so you can shift that joint up, and you can get JEECE to pretty much crunch forward 90 degrees. I do like their torso joints on their figures. Doesn't really go back too much. And then you do get pivot, but that joint is so tight, so I can't really get it to pivot too much. I'm afraid something's going to break. And then it also does swivel. But like I said, that joint is extremely tight, and it's scary trying to pivot. See what I mean? Trying to pivot or swivel that joint. The waist here goes forward and back slightly. Doesn't really pivot at all, but you do get the better swivel there. So I'm not even going to combine both joints. It's kind of pointless to do it. Now for the arms here, we don't really get a circular motion, as you can see there. There is a joint that's kind of like a butterfly joint, but it only goes forward and back a tiny bit. And since the Saiyan armor, the way it's sculpted, it's like a useless joint right there, so you really can't even use that joint to its full extent. But we do, the arms or the shoulders here do go out to the sides 90 degrees, which is fine. They do go up and down. Oh my god. We do have the bicep swivel. We have double jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. Then we do get the ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, this is what frustrates me the most about this goddamn figure. Now, JEECE can kick forward a lot more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely awesome. Goes to the back about 90 degrees, and then moving the legs out to the side. See what I mean? I can't even have the legs go out to the side, and I don't know what the hell is up with the right leg. Like, what is that? I don't know what the hell is going on right there, man. It's something that it just isn't right with these legs here, and they suck. That's all. They just suck. We do have a swivel at the upper thigh here, and there goes the stupid leg again, and mine on my right thigh is stuck, and when I try to get it unstuck, it pops right off these crappy leg joints that we get with this figure. We do have double jointed knees, and these legs are just loose as goose. We do have double jointed knees that bend back 90 degrees, which is good. And then the ankle joints are absolute trash on this figure. These are the worst ankle joints I've ever seen on a damn figure, Demoniacal Fit. I don't know what the hell you guys were thinking. We do get swivel. They go up that much and down that much, pretty much pointless. And there's like no ankle pivot at all. What is that, man? What the hell kind of crap is that? Get out of here, Demoniacal Fit. Like, come on, man. And then we do have a toe hinge here. Yeah, I know this is a third-party company, like knockoff company, but as I mentioned, they are charging import prices for these figures. So, yeah, I'm going to review it like I'm reviewing an import figure because they want to charge that high price. And they just gave us a trash figure here. The articulation with the loose joints and everything popping off makes this figure no fun at all. There's just so many issues with it. It's not even funny. It's ridiculous. Demoniacal Fit really needs to step their game up and fix their figures if they want to continue making figures for people to collect, because they're going to lose people collecting their figures. But you're not really going to be able to put JEECE in too many poses because of hindered movement and loose joints and just pieces falling off. But I'm going to show you what kind of poses you can try to get them into right about now.
But anyway, that is my review of the Demoniacal Fit Dragon Ball Z JEECE. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it a very low score of a 4.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from eBay, but my buddy from Agelessgeeks does have these in stock, so you can head over to Agelessgeeks.com. If you can't find it on there, I do recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later.
And we do get the same style box that we got with their Captain Venu. Venu? What the heck? And then here is the bottom of the box with a and on the window might does say Demoniacal Fit, Special Force, Vice Captain. Special Force? Did I say Force or Force? Man, it's been a long day. And starting on the top, whoops, it pops right off there, and it's and that piece always falls off too.